Hey guys, it's Fire here, and today I'm going to be bringing you the fourth episode in my laning series, this time featuring Varus. Now, I'm not going to talk about which supports go well with Varus and which ones counter him, because I've already done a video like that on my own channel, so if you want to check that out, click the description below. Now, Varus is really good at the moment in the current meta of health stacking, because his W does percentage health damage, and he also has a ton of burst damage, which means he can win lane really easily, and he's still very strong mid to late game, so it's incredibly easy to win games in solo queue. Now, the other reason why Varus is so good is because he benefits from both worlds of burst and sustain damage. Now, the reason for that is because when he procs his W, you do a huge amount of burst damage, but when you get to mid game, you also do a lot of sustain damage, because you can proc your W with three abilities. You can proc it with your ultimate, your E, and your Q. So if you apply 3 charges of your W and then use your ultimate, then you apply 3 more, use your E, and apply 3 more and use your Q. That's a huge amount of sustained damage while doing burst each time the ability is used. First thing we're going to have a look at with Varus is how to trade, and it's actually incredibly easy because he takes a standard method of trading where you attack the AD when he comes to CS, and then he extends that a little bit further by attacking once more and proccing the W stacks with his E. This means that the enemy AD is slowed and then can't really return any damage because you just have to back off. The one thing to note with Varus is that he is cooldown based. Now what that means is you can't just keep auto attacking someone over and over again and keep proccing it with your E, because your E has around a 10-second cooldown. So that means that once you've used your E, you do have to back off, wait for that cooldown, and then you can go back into trade again. Now the reason I say 2 auto attacks instead of 3 when you're proccing your W is because generally that's the most optimal situation. If you go for 3 auto attacks, then the enemy AD is realizing what you're going to do and he's going to trade back some damage. Whereas if you're just using the 2, you can get 1 auto attack when he goes to CS, sneak another auto attack in, then back off and proc it with your E from a long distance, and that way you're not going to take any damage in return and you've just got some free damage onto the enemy AD. If you keep repeating this, you're definitely going to win the lane, and there's nothing they can really do about it. So you see in the last clip I actually traded MF through the Orianna shield, and I didn't really come out on top of that trade. So in this case, I'm just going to show you how to trade a little bit more effectively by using your brain. So you see MF's going to come here and I'm going to look to trade with her. I'm going to get 2 auto attacks onto her and then she's going to shield. So at this point, I'm just going to go back to CSing, look like I'm not going to trade with her, apply 1 more stack and then proc it with my E from distance. So I'm just going to speed this up right now because Nautilus comes to gank and I want to analyse that situation. So Blitz gets a great hook here onto Orianna. I'm going to put a little bit of damage onto her, but now we're going to start to retreat as we see Nautilus. I'm going to slow her down and try and slow him down with my E, but Orianna's going to speed him up. Now at this point I'm just running away because it's 3v2 and I don't know who he's going to attack. He uses his pull onto Blitzcrank, and I'm going to pause it right here to analyse this. So you can see it's 3 versus 2, but they're fully committed to a dive, and Nautilus has got an exhaust on him. He's used his Q, which means he has no way to really get out of tower range, so I'm going to start attacking him. Now the other thing to note is that Orianna's on very low health, and so is MF. And the thing you can't actually see is I'm very close to level 6 here, so if I hit level 6 I should be able to kill at least one of them. So I'm going to press play again and we'll see how it actually turns out. So I'm going to charge up my Q here, and I'm going to flash and try and release it to kill Nautilus. Fortunately the tower aggro gets him, so I don't actually need to, but from the experience from the death, I'm going to hit level 6. Now I'm going to pause it again very quickly here. So I actually chose to ultimate MF instead of Orianna because I want to hold MF in place so I can actually kill both of them. I don't need my ultimate to kill Orianna, and they're both on 0 mana. They have no potential to kill me at all. So I'm just going to kill Orianna with my basic attacks. The lockup from MF is going to mean she can't escape and give me time for my E cooldown to come back up so that hopefully I can pick up all 3 kills. So I'm just going to press play again and we'll see how it actually turns out. So I'm going to finish off Orianna by attack moving closer to MF so I can switch to her as soon as she's dead. Now MF's going to pop her barrier here, and I'm just going to keep attacking her, hoping to kill her. I'm going to pop my barrier as well just in case, and even though she flashes, Blitzcrank gets a great hook and we end up picking both kills. This next example is going to be how not to trade in lane. So it's later on in this game, I've got 3 kills ahead of MF, so I should in theory be so far ahead that I won't be able to lose a trade. But at this point I start trading, and I'm going to pause it because this is where I actually lose this trade. So the problem is that they have a bunch of minions that are attacking me as well as MF. Now even though Blitzcrank is going to get a great hook here, it means that I'm fighting a ton of minions plus 2 enemy champions, and it just proves too much in the end. So I'm going to press play and you'll see that Blitzcrank gets a great hook and we put some good damage onto MF. But at this point I switched to Orianna. Now that's the right play right there, but this isn't. So I'm going to charge my Q and I'm going to get the kill on Orianna. But because I get the kill on Orianna, it means that MF is able to kill me. Now Blitzcrank obviously chases down MF. He doesn't actually end up picking her up, so it's a 1-for-1 trade, which isn't too bad, but considering she got a shutdown, that is pretty bad, and all just came from choosing the wrong time to trade. Now the biggest problem with Varus is he actually doesn't have an escape, which means that if you put yourself in a bad situation and you don't have flash, you're pretty much dead. Now the key to dealing with this is attack moving, and that's because you just attack move backwards and position yourself somewhere where you aren't in danger. So I'm actually going to get hit by the Orianna ult, and thankfully immediately actually moves me out of the Nautilus hook. I'm going to use my ultimate here to lock up Orianna and Nautilus and then pick up the kill on her. I'm going to keep attack moving to kill Nautilus so I get the double buffs, and then it's just simply attack moving around MF to kite her. Xin is actually going to flash onto my face, but because I'm full health and it's me and Blitzcrank versus him, there's nothing he can really do to kill me, and we end up picking up this kill as well. Now the final thing I want to talk about is actually items, and there's two real paths I think Varus can go. So the first one is going to be Blade of the Ruined King into either Infinity Edge or Last Whisper. Now the other route is going to be a Bloodthirster into Azil and then Last Whisper. Now the reason for this is because Blade of the Ruined King is good for sustained damage AD carries, and Varus can fit that role very well mid game. Bloodthirster is really good for burst champions, and as I said at the beginning, Varus can fill that role as well. So in general, Bloodthirster is better against squishy champions, and in lane you will dominate harder with a Bloodthirster. But mid game, if they have quite fed bruises, then Blade of the Ruined King offers you more kite potential, and it also offers more damage against higher health targets. So if you have someone like a Malphite who is stacking health, then Blade of the Ruined King Infinity Edge will be a much quicker shred onto him than Bloodthirster and Zeal. But because items is such a big topic, I'm going to be doing a video on it very shortly, so if you want to come check that out, come subscribe to my channel and get notified when it releases. So I hope you learned something from this guide, and thank you for watching. As I said at the beginning, there is a guide on my channel as to which supports go well with and against Varus, so if you want to check that out, the link is in the description. Please leave any feedback you have for me and come and subscribe to me if you enjoyed this video. I put out videos on AD and support every couple of days, so it'd be great to see you over there, and thanks, I'll see you next time.